up, wake up, wake up. It's the Flow Show, no filter. We got a crazy show. It's a lot going on. You know, we not gonna waste no time. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flow Show, no filter are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. Ah, happy, happy hump day, Wednesday, everybody. As always, thank you for joining the Flow Show No Filter live. If you're live, 7:30 a.m. on YouTube, check us out. For my day ones, Apple and Spotify listeners, happy good evening, good afternoon, whenever you listen to this. We are all in here excited for another show and to bring more truth to my supportive community. Y'all guys have been amazing, guys. Y'all have been supporting, subscribing, hitting up the merch. No complaints here. Let's just keep it up, keep moving forward. Diddy is heating up. You can tell it's getting close to trial time. But Diddy is trying everything. He going after Warner Brothers now. We're gonna talk about that. Cuba Gooding Jr. also. If you watch me, you see his picture. Cuba Gooding Jr. got something strange going on. We're gonna get into that. And Jay-Z and Tony Buzbee are in like their 45th round of this heavyweight fight. And at this point, it's starting to get on my nerves. But we got more. We got another update on Tony Buzbee and Jay-Z. They just keep suing each other. And now they suing each other because each other's suing each other. Now it's a lawsuit. I'm suing you because you suing me and vice versa. It's getting out of control. Also, what's been going on with Diddy Chefs? That's kind of wrapped up in the Warner Brothers situation. Diddy and his personal chefs that he's had over the time, they got a crazy relationship. We're gonna dive into that. And what else? That's about it. And then we're gonna go from there and see what else we got time for. Justin Bieber, just to throw that out there, he going off on paparazzi. He just cussed out paparazzi the other day in the desert. He's trying to get to that towards the end if we can. But it's trouble. If you are in Diddy's camp, you are in deep, 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 deep trouble. Ain't nothing gonna get you out of this trouble. See, when I was growing up, see, Diddy done pissed off the judge. He done pissed off the public. He even done pissed off his own attorneys. You know, the one attorney that quit. This so happens that attorney name was Rico. But he quit. Diddy pissing off everybody. Yeah, it's funny. And when you're pissing off people, it made me think back to when I was growing up as a child, me and my siblings. You know, I always talk about my mama, love my mama. My mama wasn't no joke. And see, the tactic that me and my siblings use to get out of trouble, it ain't gonna work for Diddy because he in big trouble. But what we used to do when you're in trouble is we used to start cleaning up. I don't know if you come from a family like that, but if you see your mom in a bad mood and she on the phone going off on bill collectors or going off on family members or going off on anybody, and you just sitting and laying around lounging at the house, lounging, well, my house, your ass better pick up you better run that vacuum or you better break that broom out or do something. You just start cleaning. And that was like your force field. You know what I mean? It's like my mom, as long as you cleaning up, or at least look like you cleaning up, oh, you ain't gonna get by. So that won't work for Diddy. Um, he's in serious trouble. I ain't up cleaning up in the world. He can't clean. He cleaned up the whole fucking prison. He's still in trouble. So it just made me think about. Matter of fact, yesterday my best friend was going off handling business. You know, he manages a lot of people. He was handling his business, and his tone, he was going off so much. Start trash. It's just instinct from my mama days. Whenever somebody in the house is upset, or you around somebody that's upset, even at a family gathering. If the family people start fighting, uncles and aunts, and they start fighting, if you a kid, best thing you do is start washing dishes, start cleaning up. Look like you busy. Because if you just sitting around looking like you just lounging without a care in the world, whatever cuss out going on over there, coming your way, buddy. So Diddy in trouble, and cleaning up ain't gonna do it. What am I talking? Well, he got a situation going on with Warner Brothers right now. And I'm gonna get into this Cuba Gooding Jr. little strange Diddy Cuba Gooding Jr. stuff. We're gonna get into that in a minute. But we're gonna start off with Diddy has more demands. Diddy has more. What we got going on? Oh, is it low? Are you guys low? Can you guys not hear me? Oh yeah, if it's choppy, ain't nothing I can do about it, y'all. I'm sorry. That's it's the system. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry. Uh yeah, it's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry if it's choppy. Let's see. So we gonna go into this. Sean Diddy Combs wants access to from the he wants access from Warner Brothers of the Diddy documentary. So Sean Diddy Combs lawyers have subpoenaed Warner Brothers Music seeking raw and uncut footage, unedited footage. This comes from Digital Music News, uh, uh, and they're talking about from the fall of Diddy documentary. Now, his lawyers sent the subpoena back in March to Warner Brothers, asking for all recordings, including raw and unedited footage, interviews two accusers who appeared in the series. The documentary aired on HBO Max in January. The subpoena also contains a demand for any notes or journals that accusers gave the documentary's producers and records of financial payments made to the accusers in connection to their involvement with the project. Now, Warner Brothers is fighting this subpoena in court as Diddy trial looms. Lawyers for the studio asked a federal judge overseeing the sex trafficking case to squash the subpoena, which is in a 9-page filing saying reporters' privilege calls Combs' efforts an overly broad fishing expedition. Says Mr. Combs seeks outtakes from the interviews with two persons featured in the docuseries. Warner Brothers lawyer said the interview outtakes it seeks are protected by the reporter's privilege that applies to the unpublished news gathering materials. The lawyer continues. Mr. Combs has not met and cannot meet his burden to overcome that privilege. So long story short, I'm gonna continue the article, but I'm gonna let's dive into what we heard so far. Um, y'all remember the fall of Diddy documentary? We covered that in great detail. And so in that documentary, there were a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff came out about Diddy. A chef said that Diddy physically attacked her. There were women said that Diddy sexually assaulted them. A lot came out in this documentary. And like we know, Diddy is trying a new strategy. His strategy is now, it's almost like, I know I'm guilty as hell, so the best thing I could do is try to get every piece of evidence removed from the case. Remember, I said that yesterday. I said, Diddy, if we all could get shit removed from cases, if we can get all the evidence removed, nobody would be in prison. Everybody would be free. So Diddy is continuing to try, and Warner Brothers is like not trying to hand it over. Warner Brothers is like, look, these interviews are protected by reporters' privilege. You can't just request our property on this documentary. And I think, if I'm correct, Warner Brothers is also don't want to get wrapped up in this case. I think Warner Brothers feels like once they turn in this footage, now that opens the door to basically bring them full-fledged into the case, and they don't want that. And so one of the most damning parts in this documentary, Fall of Diddy, is about the chef. And when I'm looking through the indictment papers, this chef, there's a strong possibility, and I really feel in my gut, this chef is one of the witnesses, if not one of the victims. But I know I'm pretty sure she's one of the witnesses. There's a couple chefs that had issues, and we're gonna get into that. The Warner Brothers files describe. The Warner Brothers filing does not directly name the two accusers whose notes and outtakes and Diddy's lawyers want to see. Instead, the filing describes them as individual A and individual B. So on individual A and individual B, individual A is Mr. Combs' former personal chef. That's the one that followed Diddy. And I got a clip that's going to describe what the hell been going on with these chefs. That's going to shed some light for y'all listening that might not know how many horrific stories have come out that Diddy has about chefs and confrontations. So individual A was employed with Diddy and had various rumors. Individual B is called a former romantic partner of Mr. Combs. Now, I don't know quite who they could be who in the fall of Diddy. I didn't have time to watch the whole documentary again, so I can't quite call who they would be talking about as his former romantic partner who was on fall of Diddy. But if we go back and check it out, it's not hard to figure it out. Now, the lawyer's petition says she was featured in the docuseries discussing the origins and path of her relationship with him, including one alleged sexual assault incident. Now, Warner Brothers' lawyer argues that Combs' fishing expedition is an attempt to find something to use against those accusers should they testify against him in trial. See, Diddy is trying to get the copy of this footage, the unedited, meaning want everything they said so he can cherry pick something that they said and use it against them. So is it going to work? Who knows? We might never know until after May 5th. So as it stands right now, Warner Brothers is fighting it. They're not trying to turn over their private recordings, but the judge has not ruled on it, and we will be waiting to see how that turns out. But it just brings another point up. Diddy's lawyers I just did a story yesterday and we talked about it. Diddy's lawyers are saying with the new superseding indictment, they have way too much evidence to combat. Basically, they're drowning in evidence. They're being overwhelmed with evidence, right? Well, you're being overwhelmed with evidence but you have time to reach out and try to subpoena more evidence from a documentary, entertainment purposes only. So which one is it? Do you not have time to deal with the evidence, or do you have time? Because obviously you got to have time if you're looking at extra evidence. You trying to subpoena footage that really don't have nothing to do with you or the case. That's a documentary that they put out and people telling their story. So you wasting the judge time, and it's another thing. I told y'all, watch how this as this plays out. Diddy has already got on this judge's nerves, and the trial hasn't even started yet. See, when you on trial or dealing with this, is the human element. The human element is always prevalent. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is we got laws, we got protocol to follow and judges, and everybody has a job to do. But one thing you can never discount is that we are all humans at the end of the day. And why am I bringing that up? Diddy, with all of these frivolous motions, is not doing anything but getting on the judge's nerves. I don't care who you are. We are all human. We all have feelings. And at your job, at my job, at anybody's job, nothing pisses us off more than somebody wasting our time and making us do work just for the sake of making us do work. And I'm telling y'all all of this because as this plays out, this is going to be another theme that's going to happen in the trial, and y'all going to be able to come back to me, come back to this show and say, Flo, you said it. You'll be able to tell your friends, hey, we talked about that on the podcast months ago. Watch what I tell you. This judge is going to literally hate Diddy before we even get to the middle of the trial because of stuff like this. All of these judges, it's like, okay, if you got a motion, cool. This is what we do. This is the court system. But when you're just filing and trying to get stuff removed, that's just basic evidence, trying to get people removed who are professionals and experts who have been on tons of cases before Diddy's, you don't do nothing but get on everybody's nerves. And that's what Diddy finding out. Because see, for a long time, just being Diddy was enough. You was Diddy, famous, had money, had connections, had power, had it all. But you was getting on everybody's nerves then. You was on top of the world, Diddy. But now you getting the same dose of reality that we all live with. And now, once you lock behind bars and you take away the fame and the money and the image and the facade and all the cap, as the youngins say, you just left with the man. And now we removed all of that. Now you're just the person who get on everybody fucking nerves. You getting on the prison people nerves, the prison guards, the prison. You getting on every judge's nerves. You even getting on your own legal team's nerves. It's just that certain people will keep taking your money. But as we know, Mr. Rico, the lawyer who left Diddy was getting on his nerves. And we seeing it play out more and more and more. And I'm telling you now, watch as this trial starts and develops. Watch what people say. People going to be saying, hey, man, Diddy getting on this judge's nerve. This judge tired of Diddy. Watch. I'm always early. You watch what I tell you, because I can tell how Diddy is going into this trial. My uncles and all that always used to tell me, how you start is how you going to finish. And that is so true. And if you think all of this shenanigans and extra work for no reason, you think that's going to stop when the trials start, it ain't going to do nothing but ramp up. So I will keep y'all posted on what the outcome of this Warner Brothers footage is. But I'm going to tell you why Diddy wants to attack this footage. I had to, I bring some receipts. For those that might not know the full context or miss some of the story, I always bring some receipts. These receipts are for y'all, because I want to give everybody a chance, because everybody doesn't know every little thing about these stories. And that's what some people have to understand. Some people be like, man, we knew that. Yeah, but everybody doesn't know all this. Some people have other things they do. So here go a receipt. Now, after you hear what Roger Bonds says about the chefs and what went on, Roger Bonds is his ex-security guard of Diddy. When you hear what went on out of his mouth, you'll understand why Diddy is trying to get this footage from the Warner Brothers so he can attack it, which also lets you know something else that I said before I play this clip. Remember, I told y'all a lot of people in the fall of Diddy, I believe, are going to be witnesses in the actual trial, and they were waiting to tell their story until the superseding indictment was over, and then all of a sudden, here comes the Fall of Diddy documentary with all this explosive new allegations, and then the superseding indictment came. I'll be keeping y'all up. I'll keep y'all ahead of the curve. So now check out this clip from Roger Bonds talking about some of the stuff that went on with the chefs and other things. Check this out. YouTube got 1 million commercials. Sorry, y'all.
That year, there was an incident in a New York City nightclub where I guess a guy walked up and tried to talk to Cassie.
Right.
And Puffy got upset.
Right.
What happened?
He smacked the guy.
Okay.
And we was outside the club, and then they came rushing him out. And I was like, yo, what happened? He was like, yo, man, he just smacked you. So, yo, we got to the house. By the time we got to the house, we was there for about a half an hour. And then he got the phone call that the guy would not press charges if he brought him down $30,000. So we went in the safe, got the $30,000, and they went and took it down to the guy. And you never heard nothing else about it again.
Okay. And that same year, another situation happened with Diddy's personal chef.
Right, Jordan
Chiton?
Chiton, yeah. Jordan
okay.
Chiton.
How long has she been Diddy's chef at that point?
She had been Diddy's chef altogether. I would say Jordan stayed there about 3 years. And this happened around almost on her way out the door. So she had been a chef for about 2 years at that particular time.
Okay. And from what you heard and saw, what happened?
From what I heard specifically from her, you know what I'm saying? He put his hands on her. She said that he was very upset at her because she wouldn't let the cleaners inside the Alpine house. Puff used to live in Alpine, New Jersey. And she was there and she was looking out for the twins. Even though Kim had nannies, she trusted Jordan just to be her eyes and ears. Let me know, make sure that they treating her a certain way, make sure the kids is good. So it was a time that the house was really messy. And
so I'm gonna continue, but just to catch you up. So the house was messy. And then the cleaners were coming. She didn't let the cleaners in because she didn't know that they were coming. She also helped nanny Kim's twins, which is Diddy twins as well. And Diddy ended up putting his hands on her. But he didn't only just put his hands on her. He actually sent her flying. And I'm gonna let this continue. But if y'all remember that back in the day when Will Smith, when his father would get mad at Jazzy Jeff, and throw Jazzy Jeff out the house. And remember that scene? And for all my old heads, y'all remember Will Smith? Y'all remember Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when he used to throw him out? They saying that's literally what Diddy did to this chef. I'm gonna let him tell it.
They had sent over some from the office. The office controls everything. So they sent over some people to clean the office. She'd never seen it because she was used to Mexican people coming over to clean the house. So when some black people came there, she wasn't sure if she should let them in or not. So she didn't let them in. So then the nanny came over and asked her to make some coffee. And she said she didn't know how to make the coffee. And then she said out of nowhere, Puff just stormed into the kitchen and was complaining about her, talking about her, got in her face, put his hand on her forehead and started pushing it back. And if you know Jordan, you know that Jordan ain't gonna let a man just put her hands on her. So she said, don't put your hands on me. One thing led to another. And with all his might, he pushed her out, flung her out the door. And she fell on her ass and she fell on her knees. And that was the last time I seen Jordan. And I actually didn't even know. Everybody was talking about it the next day. But I was like, for real? She just quit out of nowhere? So I never really knew why she quit. But with everything that's going on with Cassie, she reached out to me. And she said it's really, really, really bothering her. Like, it brought back all the trauma and everything that she went through with Diddy, who was always screaming at her, yelling at her. And the fact that he put his hands on her, that it was kind of driving her right now.
Yeah, I mean, the story I heard was he threw her out like on Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
You know, the way Jazz would get thrown out the front door, it was like that, I heard.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, if you know Puff, when it comes to women and it comes to his workers, that's not the first time. You know what I'm saying? His exact words to me one time was, watch me make her cry.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Watch me make her cry. Not even her Pacific. He had another chef who he had made cry. And I remember, I think her name was Danielle. And
now there's another chef that he made cry. Remember I told you, Diddy and personal chefs, these women, it's been rocky to say the least. That's not even a good way to put it. It's been assaults going on. He got off on making them cry. He got off on making them cry. Do you understand what we're dealing with here? I'm going to let him continue, though.
He had another chef who he had made cry. And I remember, I think her name was Danielle. And she cried, and she told me, she said, I'm going to call my father, Bonds. And she was getting ready to call her father to come talk to Puff. And I said, don't call your pops. I said, get yourself together. He didn't put his hands on her. He just was screaming at her. And I said, just get yourself together and think about it. And she had the day off. You know what I'm saying? She went and got herself together. And then the next day she came back, but she didn't stay for long. You know, it was like she had to get herself together and get a new job, and she left.
Yep. That's multiple. Just right there, that's two chefs in one interview talked about putting hands on, screaming, making cry. And see, this has made me think about a lot of the little Mohawk ditties that come in my comments. You know, they very weak men, very weak men. We've seen this 50-year-old. I'm not talking about a little kid. I'm not talking even about a college kid. I'm talking about this 50-year-old man behind me in this picture, which is, for those that can't see, is Diddy. We saw this 50-year-old man put his hands. This ain't no speculation. This is 4K real-time domestic abuse. We've all seen it. Kick, punch, throw, everything to a woman that's look like she might not even be 80 pounds, 100 pounds. And we watch this 50-year-old man beat this girl on tape and video. And we have decade-long allegations of this man, Diddy, putting his hands on women, beating them, screaming, whatever he can do. And then you got these little weak ass Mohawk Diddies coming in my comments talking about, man, you tearing down a black man. So I always want to ask them, so you gonna let Diddy whoop your daughter's ass? And you gonna not tell anybody or not say nothing about it because because he's rich and powerful? The fuck? See, you coming in my comments, but you ain't even understanding what the hell going on. You looking at a big dog. You think I'm worried about a little Mohawk Diddy in my comments when I'm on this bitch calling out the actual bullies like Diddy in real time out loud? So if I call out the big bad bully Diddy, if I call him out, do you think I give a fuck about some Mohawk Diddy in my comments? Do you know what I do to you? You just too small for me. See, I've always been a voice of the people, and I've always be the one who stood up to the bullies. This ain't start with the Flow Show No Filter. You could trace this back to when I was a little bitty tyke in school. I always despised bullies. I never bullied or ever confronted or took advantage or used my power on anybody. But if a bully thought he could get over on and I was around, I was going to check his ass. Because I see the fear. See, those little Mohawk Diddies that come in my comments, they not strong enough to stand up to nobody, especially a man. They only can stand up to a woman. So they hide in their comments and they try to figure out a way where I can say something where I could be strong one day and I could stand up. But see, you can't do that in the comments. Stand up, put your face on it, put a microphone on and say it out loud like me if you want me to respect you. So when you come in my comments, make sure you know how to read the room. Because if this guy putting his face on it 2 hours a day, calling out not only Diddy, calling out Russell Brand, the government system, Mississippi cops, whoever, I call them all out. I don't care if you black, white, green, orange, brown, fuchsia. I don't even know what the fuck color fuchsia is, but I don't care what color you are. If you are a bully, I'm going to stand up to your ass. Point blank. So the little Mohawk Diddies, when you see this man on 4K beating some women, you're going to try to tell somebody what they tearing down. So if I'm tearing down people, what the hell is Diddy doing then? What do you call that? That's my next question. If me getting on the mic, presenting the facts, giving my opinion is tearing somebody down, then what do you call kicking and beating and throwing a vase and slamming motherfuckers? Because I really like to hear that. Because if you calling what I'm doing tearing down, I know you got a hell of a term for that. But I still got love for the Mohawk Diddies because they push out all my content and they love me the most. My video upload, they can't wait to watch it because they see the strength that they don't have. They see it in me and it makes them feel insecure. They say, who is this man think he can stand up to Diddy? I can't stand up to him. That's you. I stand up to them all. I don't cut no slack. And it always pissed me off when I saw people getting bullied. That's always been something that pissed me off because I can't stand a bully. Because they pick and choose who they think is weak and who they think they can put their hands on. Diddy never put his hands on Suge Knight? Why did he never put his hands on Suge Knight? Why he never slapped Suge Knight? Why he never slapped 50 Cent? Why he never threats 50 Cent? 50 Cent has called Diddy every name in the book. I'm going to tell you why, because he's a bully, and bullies pick and choose. Is why I don't respect bullies. I don't like bullies, and I will tell bullies to their face, and if I can't see them in face, then they can tune in to the fucking show and you'll know. Now we're going to get into this weird-ass Cuba Gooding Jr. Diddy situation that's going on. I don't understand it. All I know is Cuba Gooding Jr. is dodging being subpoenaed. They can't serve him. They even saying they can't serve Diddy's kids, but I've been kind of staying off the kids. I don't really like, even the grown kids, I don't really like going too far. I might, if it's something that need to be talked about, but I don't go in on kids. Kids did, like my dad always used to tell me, kids didn't have to ask to be here. And even though some of Diddy's kids are over 18, they still kids. And with a father going through this and the mother, it's so much going on. I try to cut them and get them a little grace. But I ain't giving Cuba Gooding no grace. He hiding from being served. Like I said, they trying to serve his kids, but I ain't even going into that. They trying to serve Cuba Gooding Jr. And he been dodging it. And so I started doing some digging, y'all. I said, why is he dodging? What is he scared of? And I couldn't get no articles about it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I didn't see no. I said, well, maybe it's no big deal, because if I'm the only one asking about it, must not be a big deal. Oh, but I just had to be patient. What they say, patience is a virtue. It'll never hurt you. I came across from one of I love this publication, Radar Online, because they go where you need to go with these. They're not talking about the fluff stuff. Radar Online, bring it to you. So check it out. This from Radar Online. It's almost like they wrote this article because they knew I was looking for some info. Because the title of the article is exactly what the hell I was looking for. It says, why Cuba Gooding Jr. is sweating over sketchy past as he's dragged into the horrors of Sean Diddy Combs' sex scandal. So we about to get into this. Starts off, says, with Sean Diddy Combs' trial set to go underway, Radar Online can report that Cuba Gooding Jr. is freaking out over being dragged into the mess. Now, what mess are they talking about? Before I continue this article, let me give you a little bit of context. Lil Rod, the next biggest lawsuit that helped to take Diddy down or get him charged, Lil Rod had a lawsuit that spelled out a lot, and he's a producer that worked with Diddy. Lil Rod is a producer that worked with Diddy, and Diddy was showing up, was having him come in the bathroom while he was naked, sending people to get sex workers, all type of alleged trifling stuff. Well, in that lawsuit, Lil Rod detailed that he would be around Cuba Gooding Jr., and I think Cuba Gooding Jr. tried to grab his balls or I don't know, just weird, just putting his hands on him. He said he didn't like it. And so this is the mess that this article is talking about. So let's continue. Gooding is already busy defending himself in a separate trial revolving around his interactions with Combs. Last year, former Combs producer, collaborator Rodney Little Rod Jones accused Cuba Gooding Jr. of sexually assaulting and harassing him while on Diddy's yacht. You on a yacht, you thinking you done made it. I've been there. Like, you're struggling. You're trying to get into the music business. You're grinding. You get scooped by somebody like Diddy. You think everything is beautiful. Life is great. Diddy say, hey, man, come on, man. We've been working hard. You want to get on the yacht? Come on the yacht. You jump on the yacht. You like, wow, it's this person on here, that person on there. You can't believe it. They ask you for it. Do you want to drink? Hell yeah, I want to drink. You're so infatuated, you just happy to be drinking on Diddy's yacht. So you can put a selfie in the air and say, hey, y'all, look at me. I'm on Snapchat. I'm drinking on Diddy's yacht. You know how it is. He feeling good. Until them drinks start hitting and that truth start coming out. And you sitting down and Cuba Gooding Jr. asked you to sit down. Hey, Cuba Gooding, I remember you from Boys in the Hood. I remember when you was acting like you was about to go handle some smoke and then you started crying and you went back home and your dad was happy. Remember that scene in Boys in the Hood? So you sit down, you talking to him, and next thing you know, you're thinking, why is his knee keep bumping and rubbing up against my knee? But you keep talking, y'all talking. Then he getting closer. Now you shoulder to shoulder, and you noticing that as I scoot over a little bit, he scoots over a little bit. So you still, hey, you's happy. You done told your friends, you done made it. You on a yacht with Diddy and drinks is flowing and so you want to you don't want to think, hey, Cuba Gooding Jr. His knee just happened to be rubbing against my knee. I know it's not on purpose. And then Cuba Gooding Jr. feels like you're not resistant enough. So now he feels the drinks hitting. He feeling empowered. Now he just cut the games and just grab your balls. Now what do? You done already told all your friends everything lit. You done told your parents you made it. Your parents proud of you. You've been working hard. They was talking shit about you. They said you wasn't gonna be nothing. You're never gonna make it in music. Why? You need to get a job, pull your pants up, all type of shit. Because if you come from where I'm come from, back in the day, every conversation ended with pull your pants up. We come from the sagging era. If y'all know what sagging is, you have your pants, you showing your half your ass out, and no Diddy, and you're sagging. And I don't care what you got in trouble for. My grandparents and parents would ridicule you. And at the end of the conversation, and then they say, hey, pull your pants up, boy. So let me get back to the story. So Little Rod, you just done told everybody everything good. Diddy ain't paid you yet. So you done put all this work in. You know you want to get paid. So I can't tell nobody that Cuba Gooding Jr. just grabbed my little rods. And that's how you find yourself in this situation when people say, well, how did he not say nothing? Because you got to look at the entire situation, ladies and gentlemen. You can't just look at one singular isolated incident and then ask a bold question like that, because the answer has many layers. See, now as I broke down that story to you, though most of y'all can understand how somebody could not say nothing. He trying to pay his rent. Diddy working him like a Hebrew slave, and he ain't got paid yet. You think he want to tell, hey, y'all, little Cuba Gooding Jr. just touched my little rods. Okay. Now next thing is, okay, so Lil Rod, you were moved from the situation. We ain't paying you. We might put a hit out on you. You blackballed from the industry, yada, 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 yada. Now, and you got to tell your parents, hey, false alarm, I didn't make it. I fell off. You got to tell your friends, ain't nothing happened. They're going to ask that ain't nothing going on. You ain't on Diddy's team no more. They're going to ask you what happened. What you going to tell them? You going to tell them that you not this big producer that they thought you was because you told that Cuba Gooding Jr. touched your little rods? So this is what Cuba Gooding Jr., Mr. Jerry Maguire himself, is finding himself in the middle of. Now, you know he has vehemently denied these charges. Let's put that out there. I don't want nobody coming after my ass. No Diddy. Cuba Gooding Jr. is vehemently denying these charges. I said it twice. But a source also said Cuba has vowed to leave his own struggles behind and lead the model life. But the Diddy case just keeps sucking him right back in to the same scandal he's been trying so hard to avoid. And one thing I can say about, because you know, any chance I could give y'all a little context of what I saw, one thing I can say about Cuba Gooding Jr. is I don't know if it's drinking or it's drugs, but he be on something. And you know why why I know that? I was in LA. This was around when I was in the industry running around rapping with Floyd and 50 and doing all this shit. Well, I was in a LA party, a regular party, not no Diddy party. This was at a regular LA club, regular degular. And so I see Cuba Gooding Jr. And, you know, I'm thinking at the time, I'm thinking of Cuba Gooding Jr. from Boys in the Hood and the movie. So, you know, I'm having him. I got him in holding him to the highest regard. And then I'm looking at him and he was drunk, acting weird. Just eyes look blush. I'm like, it was like the Cuba Gooding Jr. probably was the first celebrity that I ran into that it was almost like when you find out how the magic trick was done. Or you find out that ain't no Santa Claus. Because I never thought that Cuba Gooding was a drunk, weird, obnoxious acting gentleman in public. Now, this is why I know he had an issue. I was surprised when I saw him the first time, but then there were plenty of other times in LA where I would be at an LA party and see Cuba Gooding Jr. and the same thing, drunk, acting weird, obnoxious, loud. I was hurt. I love Cuba Gooding Jr. in Boys in the Hood, even up to I think he was in a movie that nobody liked. I think it was called Boat Trip. I even liked him in that horrible movie. And Cuba Gooding Jr. was just the first person I ran into and realized this celebrity stuff is not what you think it is at all. And see, the problem, or not problem, but the thing about me was I was the same person I am now. So I was looking at it like, what like, this is crazy. Like, I would never think you would be so obnoxious like this. Then I went on to meet more and more celebrities and realized, like, you know what, Flo? Celebrity ain't what you thought it was. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So I'm not surprised at all. He is trying to do everything to avoid the negative publicity that's coming with this, Mr. Cuba Gooding Jr. And one thing y'all know about me, I only speak on, if I can speak on it and I saw it, I'm gonna tell you what I saw. If I have no context, I'm also gonna tell you that, like, hey, I don't know nothing about this person, never been around that person, blah, blah, blah. Cuba Gooding Jr., I've never been on no yacht with him or none of that, but I've definitely seen him in the club. And like I said, the first time it surprised me, but then as I start kicking it around in LA and seeing Cuba Gooding Jr. more, it was his regular. So when I see you getting drunk, obnoxious, acting a fool, people got to walk you out of the club and you are Cuba Gooding Jr., it makes me look at what Lil Rod's saying and saying, Lil Rod might not be making this shit up. Because I've seen Cuba Gooding Jr. out of sorts. multiple times. And it looked like when you see a college student at a keg party and he's in college getting carried out and this and that, you say, hey, that's college. You going through your college experiences. It's almost a funny story. I think I told you the funny story about when I downed like 12 straight beers trying to show off and ended up passed out in front of everybody, carried into the bathroom by some women, some college friends, and it was embarrassing. But that was college. When I ran into Cuba Gooding Jr. and he was running around like some dude at a keg party in college, he was in his 40s. At least. And so when you see a guy in his 40s or higher or older, multiple times drunk, loud, obnoxious, and acting weird in the club at that, I don't put much past that person. Maybe that's just me, but I'm looking hard. Now, y'all know it's innocent until proven guilty. But I'm just saying. The insider inside of Cuba Gooding Jr.'s camp said he is sweating bullets about the prospect of having to go to court to answer Lil Rod's charges. Why are you sweating bullets? I think I can tell you why, and I think everybody listening and everybody watching can also tell you why you sweating bullets. But I'm gonna leave that alone. In the meantime, he's vowed to be an upstanding citizen and not to get into any more trouble at all. We shall see. See, let's go back to the Lil Rod. We got some time. You know, I've been going, y'all been showing me so much love. Y'all been subscribing. Y'all have been supporting. I've been going over every day on it. And I told y'all that's how I am. I love doing content and giving y'all content anyway. So it don't even bother me when I run over. I just want to make sure everything that needs to be covered for that day is covered. If it take an hour and a half, it take an hour and a half. It take an hour, take an hour. But let's go back to the constant harassment that Lil Rod spoke of while he was in Diddy's camp working on that Love album. It is alleged that during one incident with Cuba Gooding Jr., Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching, groping, and fondling Mr. Jones' legs, his upper and inner thighs, and near the Little Roddies. Even the small of his back. I didn't even know guys had a small of our back. I thought that was just a woman thing. But according to this article, Gooding was even on Lil Rod's small of his back. And his shoulders. Is that why you dodging the paperwork, Mr. Cuba Gooding Jr.? Jones said he was extremely uncomfortable. Wouldn't you be? I don't know if anybody ever touched the small of my back. If they did, I ain't know. Jones said he was extremely uncomfortable. Proceeded to lean away, just like I told the story. You know, you thinking like, at the time, I'm sure he thinking like, I know I ain't tripping. That was his hand on my thigh. Or maybe, maybe I done had too much to drink, but it feels like Cuba Gooding Jr.'s finger is sliding down the small of my back. I don't know what they put in this Ciroc. He said he rejected. He got to the point where he just rejected Mr. Cuba Gooding's advances And it didn't stop till he literally had to forcibly push him away. And see, this goes back. Now, this is all alleged, but this goes back to what I said about this is another form of bullying to me. Because Cuba Gooding Jr. knows what hand. See, Little Rod, if you watch his interviews, he came from church, a church background. Little Rod came from a church background. Without being too, I don't want to disrespect Little Rod in any way. I'm just trying to get y'all to, I'm trying to paint a picture here. So follow me. Lil Rod got a church background. He speaks very, very like passive, very low key, very laid back. But he doesn't strike you. He doesn't put fear to you. Let's just say that when you speak. And so it's people like Cuba Gooding Jr. that see somebody like Lil Rod, see that they are kind of timid, church background. You just want to put your hands all over this man because you feel like you can. Because I guarantee you, Cuba Gooding Jr. wouldn't put his hands on my shoulder or my back or my thigh, or a lot of people, or 50 Cent, or anybody you name. It's a lot of people he would never do that to. But creeps like Cuba Gooding Jr. see somebody like Little Rod, and all of a sudden now they feel empowered and dominant and getting drunk and want to do extra. And so that goes back to my point. That is what pisses me off, y'all. I don't like that. I don't like when people pick and choose. That's bullying. Because Cuba Gooding Jr. know where to keep that hand at when he around the right people. But allegedly, soon he see a Little Rod, church background, don't have much, don't have pretty, probably don't have a lot of people backing them up, the likely target for a perv. Cuba Gooding Jr. Stop running. If you're not guilty or you ain't got nothing to hide, Cuba Gooding, go ahead and take let the paperwork come and go on in court and plead your case. Because of right now, you're running and your background ain't looking too good. Lil Rod had to push you away. Now, shortly after this filing, Gooding said that he met Combs around 2019, 2020, and they hung out a few times. One of those times was including a New Year's Eve on 2023 when he listened to Puffy's music on the yacht with Jones. So Cuba admits that he was there. He said that encounter happened after he jumped from star-studded yacht parties until he met up with Diddy, where he was invited to listen to a song. Gooding argued this guy who's suing him is going after the money, I'm sure. And by the way, I don't know P. Diddy's life. I don't know what he's going through. We were acquaintances. Cuba Gooding Jr., you don't know Diddy's life? You don't know what he's going through? Really? Because my lie detector meter is going the fuck off right now. He said they were just acquaintances. But do y'all know that at least 30 women have come forward over the past 6 years, of accusing Cuba Gooding Jr. of making unwanted sexual advances? 30 women. Now, in 2023, he narrowly avoided a civil trial following grape with an R allegations by settling with a woman known only as Jane Doe just before the jury selection was set to begin. These are all facts. You can look them up. I ain't gotta you don't gotta make up nothing in this story. The fucking truth is crazy enough. You ain't even gotta make up nothing. Anybody out there YouTubing or podcast, you ain't even gotta make up nothing, y'all. This stuff, the facts are crazy enough. Now it's not known what the final deal was, but this Jane Doe was looking for $6 million, and Cuba Gooding Jr. settled it faster than that movie Boat Trip left the box office and went to the dollar show. I still don't know why nobody liked that movie Boat Trip. It was funny to me. Anyway, if you settle with somebody that wants $6 million and you settle right before the jury is selected, so that means you went far enough. You tried to go far enough and act like it wasn't real until it was about to get real. And then you settled. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was some truth to that accusation. Because if you were paying it just to avoid the bad press or to avoid whatever, like, you know, some of that, sometimes that's the reason they say, I just settled because I just wanted to avoid, you know, blah, blah, blah. If that was the case, you would have settled immediately. But when a person settles late, and when it's about to get real, that means they were actually just hoping that it would go away and hoping that all of their intimidation tactics and all of that would work. And once they realized, oh shit, this fucker going to trial, I better settle because I know I've been doing wrong and I know I done sexually assaulted. Boom. $6 million, snap of a finger. Now, in a separate case, Cuba Gooding pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge that he forcibly kissed a worker at a nightclub in New York back in 2018. You pleading guilty because you forcibly kissed a worker. I'm sorry, Cuba Gooding Jr. It ain't enough Boys in the Hood movies, Boat Trip, Radio. Ain't enough movies in the world to make me look past all of this smoke. I don't know too many people that got caught charges for forcibly kissing people. You got a problem, bro. And when you see that this happened in a nightclub in 2018, think back to what I told you I saw with my own eyes. I saw a 40-plus-year-old man drunk and high out of his mind in the club and having to be escorted out with friends multiple occasions. I saw that with my own eyes, not Little Rod, not speculation. This is what I saw. So when I see that with my own eyes, then I see you actually have charges of forcibly kissing people. You settled out of court on a grape charge at the last minute, millions of dollars. And now Little Rod says what he says and you hiding from paperwork. What the hell am I supposed to think? Now, he completed alcohol and behavior modification counseling and was later able to plead guilty to a lesser harassment violation, resolving the case without any time behind bars. Now let me give y'all some real talk right quick. I told you I skim these articles, but I like to read them in depth live with you because you get my live reaction, and ain't nothing better than somebody's live reaction. So this particular part, I missed this when I skimmed it, and I didn't know this before. So this will let you know. When you read tea leaves, if you know how to read tea leaves, you can understand a lot, because I didn't even know that Cuba Gooding Jr. ever completed any type of alcohol and behavior classes and modification and counseling and all. I didn't even know that. But it just confirms what the hell I was seeing. This was way before, this would be not way, but this was before 2018. And I couldn't believe it. That's why I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm like, imagine being a kid growing up and you seeing Cuba Gooding Jr. and these actors and you think everything is gravy. And then you run into Cuba Gooding Jr. in a club. I'm thinking of Cuba Gooding Jr. from the movies, and he's just a typical drunk. And then you even say to yourself, well, shit, everybody get drunk. I had a drunk time. Everybody have a moment. But then every time I would be out, I would run into Cuba Gooding Jr. and he would be drunk out of his mind, high, acting obnoxious, and like talking loud and in people's face, and his friends would have to drag him out. So it was an ongoing thing. So now that I read into this article and saying that he went through that back in 2018, now it all makes sense. So I ask y'all, is Cuba Gooding Jr. just an innocent man that just bad luck runs into him, where all of these cases they just coming out of nowhere and people just want money? Because that's what Cuba Gooding Jr. think. He think people just want money. But no, Cuba, they don't want money. They just want you to keep your fucking hands to yourself. That's what they want. They want you to keep your fucking mouth to yourself. That's what they want. See, quit using money, because people like Cuba Gooding Jr., when I'm finding out a lot of these celebrities, see, they will do whatever for money and fame. And you know how they always say, we always think relative to ourselves. So because they are willing to go in that back room with Diddy for money, do this for money, do strange things for change, because they think like that, they think everybody think like that. We don't. Some of us have integrity. Some of us have moral compass. Some of us don't do whatever for money. You listening to one of them. But it always surprises me when celebrities, if you ever listen, that's the first thing they go to. Oh, they just want money. Nah, you just want money. That's why you got people playing with your backside or whatever, or doing whatever you can to get in the industry, and then y'all do that and do that to the other ones who come and the other ones who come. And it's a whole circus of Holly weirdness who think everybody want the money. Y'all the ones want the money. That person that you had to do all that counseling for and pay out that money and all that, they didn't want the money. They would rather you just didn't grape them. They would rather you just didn't forcibly put your tongue or kiss them. That's what they wanted. And since you couldn't do that, the only thing you're good for is money. Oh, you tune in to here, you're going to get the truth. Nothing but the truth. And if I ran into Cuba Gooding Jr. tonight, I'd tell his ass to his face. Because that's what people like Cuba Gooding Jr. are missing. Somebody in their camp that could tell you, bro, you being weird. Get the fuck out of her face. See, that's how me and my guys and my friends and my family, that's how we talk. Yeah, we cool. But if you doing something strange or weird, we gonna tell you. And see, people like Cuba Gooding Jr., Diddy, and the rest of them type of guys, they don't have those people around. Always use the story. It's like a fast car with no governor. Nothing to slow it down. And you get this. You get cases. You get settlements. Now you dodging paperwork. Cuba Gooding Jr., I'm disappointed. I really am. But they got courts for that. See, I'm just a podcaster, YouTuber, content creator, giving my opinions and giving y'all the facts so y'all could come up with your own opinions. But the courts will settle and figure out how accountable, or should Cuba be accountable for his actions, or should Diddy be accountable for his actions. That ain't my call. My job is to dig up all the facts, wake my ass up, and report them to my community and give them my opinions and let them share theirs. Anything outside of that is outside of my jurisdiction. So all the little Mohawk Diddies, y'all upset, get out my comments. You can't do nothing there. Go to New York. Go help Diddy. Go put something on his books. Go stand out and protest. Go do something. Because I am. You ain't doing shit in the comments. See, I'm the truth at what I do, which is why I go for the real deal. Cuba Gooding Jr. that went crazy on me. But let's continue, man. I ain't gonna beat the dead horse, but I've been waiting and looking for some Cuba Gooding Jr. information for like 2 months, and ain't nobody really been talking about it. Ain't nobody really been covering it until recently. So that's my 2 cents on Cuba Gooding Jr. Hope you enjoyed that segment. What else we got? We cooking today, y'all. We cooking today. But what would an episode of the Flow Show No Filter be without one thing, doing a Bieber update? I got an update on Bieber. Bieber done cussed out some more folks. Can't blame him, but I got to tell y'all about it and what went on. Also, Jay-Z and Tony Buzbee. I got to get to that before we get out of here. But before we do all of that, let's thank the people who making this all possible. And the people that make this all possible is the subscribers. Why I say that? Because if it's not for the subscribers, I can't come in here and cover unbiased news and give you my truth. I got to talk about sports, or I got to talk about the new sale at Macy's or bullshit like that, because I would be dependent on these corporate sponsors who control what you got to say. And I already told y'all that podcast, the big ones, have just not come out saying that we need to be focusing on and we need subscribers because that's the only dollars we could count on. I've been telling my subscribers that for months, and now all the big podcasts are coming out saying it, and a lot of them are broke now, or technically broke, not broke in the real sense. And so it just warms my heart that my community understands that subscriptions, this ain't extra. I wouldn't go hard. I wouldn't go this hard for extra money from my community. Subscription is necessary. And I'm only saying that because I told y'all I'm coming from all I listened to was podcasts. So I'm coming from an avid podcast listener, and I would listen to podcasts and they would say, hey, subscribe. And it kind of would go in one ear and out the other because I figured they were fine. You got a lot of followers, you got a lot of this, a lot of that, but I didn't realize you got a choice. Either you going to cover the real news and be covered by and be supported by your community, or you going to cover sports and entertainment and nothing that means anything for real, and then you could get the corporate money. So I always thought subscriptions was kind of like extra. So I didn't really pay too much attention. Well, I'm here to tell y'all, and all the biggest podcasts have just came out and talked about it. I've been telling y'all for months, subscriptions ain't extra. meaning it's needed and necessary for podcasts like this to survive. So thank you for everybody who has been subscribing and making this possible and keeping truth alive. So without further ado, let's get to it. So first we got Rosie. She donated a $3 donation for the subscription. Everybody say what's up and hi to Rosie and thank you and everything, because this episode is brought to you by Rosie. Next, we have Debrat. Also gave a $3 donation, started the subscription. Debrat, I love that name. I wonder, is it the real Debrat? It is the real Debrat, because you're in this community. You are the real Debrat. Everybody clap it up and give Debrat the flowers in the chat. Greatly appreciate you. But. And it's always a but, no Diddy. The subscriber of the day who gave more than the minimum, $3, is Lindsay. Lindsay, thank you so much for finding in your heart to not only give $3, but you gave $4 for a donation and started your subscription yesterday. Ow. So come on down, Lindsay. Everybody thank Lindsay in the chat. Tell Lindsay we appreciate her for keeping the truth alive and understanding. Y'all know I keep it real with y'all. I told you I ain't no salesman. I don't do sales pitches. Subscriptions are needed to keep this thing going. So if you can subscribe, the link is in the description, either in the audio, Apple and Spotify, or if you're watching on YouTube or watching on Facebook, look in the description of the video. You'll see the Buzzsprout link. That is how you subscribe. Shout out to everybody on the And I Don't Like It merch. And one thing I want to say about the merch, all you have to do is hit me up. The month of March was slow because of all the U.S. Post Office stuff going on. So receiving clothing and shipping clothing out has been delayed. So all you have to do, if you are wondering about any of your merch or package, you can hit me directly, email me, inbox me, or even if you're in an And I Don't Like It Army on Facebook, hit us up and we'll check on your order and make sure it's getting to you. But it should be moving right along now. One particular person emailed me. I believe her name is Heather. Your hoodie is on its way. I emailed you as well. Excited about everybody with the merch. Just the first orders. Like I said, the month of March was a little slow as a whole, not just for me, but for the U.S. Postal Service. It was storms. A lot of storms and stuff took place and out where we're shipping it from. So we getting them out, but you can always feel free to shoot me a message anywhere you can find me, and I will make sure that you are good, because I am good. But we're going to see. Okay, so what we got going on with Tony Buzbee, we're going to make this quick because Tony Buzbee and Jay-Z getting on my damn nerves. And I can't wait till we get into the real trial. So look, just to catch up, a quick recap on what's going on with Jay-Z and Tony Buzbee. Jay-Z is accused of using abusive tactics to silence Tony Buzbee. And so what's happening is Jane Doe withdrew her claims, and then Tony Buzbee withdrew as an attorney on that case. And if you remember, that case was where Jay-Z and Diddy were allegedly raped or sexually assaulted a younger female that was not of the correct age. And then Tony Buzbee represented her, and it just blew up, ended up getting dismissed, and she withdrew, and Jay-Z literally came out on top. Well, Buzbee is saying that they had a secret, I don't want to say secret because it wasn't a secret, but had a deal. And the deal was, if Tony Buzbee dismissed or dropped the suit, then Jay-Z was supposed to stop going after him. This is their words, not mine. And what happened was, Tony Buzbee is saying that he withdrew, his client withdrew, And then Jay-Z came back suing and doing all type of stuff. Anyway, I'm only telling you what they're saying. At this point, I don't really have too many opinions on this particular situation because it's kind of like in the court's hands and they kind of saying the same shit they've been saying. But this is a recent article and a recent development. I just want to keep y'all up to speed where we're at right now. So as of right now, Tony Buzbee is trying to get Jay-Z's suit against him, defamation, different other things. He's trying to get it dropped because of this quote unquote deal that Jay-Z and Tony Buzbee were supposed to have. Now, is it a solid deal? There's no paperwork, so who knows? But right now, we're waiting on the attorney. I mean, not the attorney. We're waiting on the judge to rule or not rule if this lawsuit with Jay-Z going after Tony Buzbee to see if it will continue. Like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on that. Just keep you update. And another update before we get out of here is everybody that lives in Bieber land. Belieber. If you're a believer, listen up. Got a update on Justin Bieber real quick to let you know what's going on with him. And we will definitely as soon as this pull up, we'll definitely get into this Bieber situation where it's not pulling up. Basically, what happened is Justin Bieber is being harassed by the by paparazzi. Y'all already know that. Y'all have seen all the different scenarios where Justin Bieber is trying to get away. They're saying he is on having a problem with drugs. I don't know, but I just know he is going through it right now in his marriage and all type of stuff. And now we have another recent situation where he has attacked or gone off on paparazzi from following him around. And it's just getting to the point where you just want to, I'm sure he just wants to be left alone. So this is Yahoo Entertainment. Real quick, a little Bieber update for everybody. I know a lot of my community have been wanting to keep in close contact of what's going on with Justin Bieber. So let me just bring you this before we wrap this up today. Justin Bieber seen blasting paparazzi for following him in California desert. He said, "Give me a break for 2 seconds." Now, what happened? Justin Bieber recently slammed the paparazzi, calling them assholes. That sounds like something I would do, for filming him during a coffee break in California. Now, in the video, Justin Bieber didn't mince his words when speaking with the photographers who have seemingly been following his every move. Justin Bieber's strong response came days after people have began voicing their concerns about him, as he has posted photos of himself appearing to be smoking some Mary Jane out of a bong and other different situations. So Justin Bieber is seen furious when he sees the paparazzi following him and says to leave me alone. He says, "What the?" Bieber said emphatically. In the desert, they followed Bieber to the desert. He didn't stop there, calling the members of the media fucking assholes. And I quote, "Why are you guys out here? You gonna record me and shit too? Give me a fucking break for 2 seconds." Those are Justin Bieber's words. Although they sound like my words, but those are Justin Bieber words. Bieber's blow up on the paparazzi arrived weeks after the singer revealed he is struggling with anger issues in a personal message that he left on Instagram. And I'm going to just say this quote before we get out of here of Justin Bieber. He says, "I got anger issues too, but I want to grow and not react so much." Later, he posted another set of images saying, "I think I hate myself sometimes when I feel myself start to become inauthentic. Then I remember we're all being made to think we're not enough. But I still hate when I change myself to please people," he stated. I think I speak for Justin Bieber and everybody when I say I know they will be happy when this is behind him and people can move forward. But shoot, that's easier said than done. We got a long case, much more allegations coming. But I like what he said, and that's what I want to leave. That's the note I want to touch on before I get out of here. Be yourself. Nothing makes you happier than being yourself. And so when he said that he's been miserable when he feels like he's being inauthentic, I could relate. Because the moment I was always myself, but the moment I embraced my 100% self is the point in life where I began to be the most happy. Genuinely. And it's hard to explain because I always felt like I was always being myself, but I would think it's levels to it. And I would think when I was saying I was being myself, I was probably like 80% there. But 20% of the shit I was doing was because people around me were doing it, not nothing crazy, but just, even hanging out all the time. Like I got to the point where I didn't like to hang around and I would just be hanging out because that's what my friends did or people I was around. And then when I got to a point in life where I was just like, you know what? If it ain't me at all, I'm just saying, no, I'm not doing nothing that I don't want to do or going against who I am in no type of capacity. And it was at that point when everything that I wanted to be and do in life blew up. This is real story. This podcast has become more than a podcast. This has become a documented story of a motherfucker who just decided to be themselves. Because all of y'all who listening, we go back to TikTok days, my Instagram family, my Facebook family, my Apple family. I got families on all platforms. But the beauty of this is y'all all have been on this journey with me that started way before this podcast. And so when my listeners hear my words, they hit hard because a lot of my listeners and a lot of my support has been here since day one when I was just making TikTok videos. And I wouldn't put a shirt on. Why? Because I was working hard. People don't even realize. They would say, why you don't put a shirt on? Why you don't have a shirt? They don't realize I was making so many fucking videos. I'm not taking on and taking off a shirt 10 times a day. And when I'm at the house lounging, most of the time I'm shirtless. Most of the guys in my family, most people in general that I know, most guys don't have a shirt on when they home. So me not having a shirt in my content represents hard work. That's what it really represents. And people who comment on it don't understand. See, the no shirt came from a necessity. I had to make 10 to 15 videos a day to get here to where I'm at right now. And I would challenge anybody to take on and off a shirt 15 times a day and see if you can even get past day 2 and say, you know what? It's either shirt on or shirt off. And so one of the best compliments that I receive from people who really know me, I'm talking about people that know me from when I was a kid or people that know me from way back in the day. One of the best compliments is they like that I have blown up with my platform and got this big community and made strides in this industry. And it's all just me being myself 100% of the day. And nothing feel better than that. It ain't the money. It ain't the fame. It ain't having all the followers. None of that. Because if I wasn't being my authentic self, I would be miserable right now. Because I would have all this community of people and all of this going on. And inside, I know this really ain't me. But for the people who grew up with me, knew me from kindergarten, from school, from my family members, just people who really know me, when they say, what I like about your movement and your pocket and your whole everything you do is that you just 100% are you. And that's enough. And so anybody listening, it's the same thing. This is a story. It'll never change. Don't get caught up in trying to be what somebody else wants you to be or what you think you should be. Because you're going to wind up like a lot of these celebrities, a lot of Cuba Gooding Juniors, a lot of that. You find yourself in a place that you can't get out of. It's called a trick bag. And Flo don't do trick bags. Bye. As always, I love y'all. But I'm out. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. And another one, and another one, and another one bites the dust. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. We got another one in the books, y'all. Triple D's. What's up, y'all? What's up? Another one bites the dust. Ain't that right, Amy? Another one bites the dust. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Damn, I got more announcements. I always have a lot of announcements, but I was going so long. I said, let me let these people go. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, everybody. So, got some nice news. We hitting another goal. Let me get Buzzsprout up and going, and I'll tell you about the latest goal that we are about to hit tomorrow, which means a lot for our movement and everything we got going on. So give me 1 second. See, I'm the real dude. See. Let's get it. See, what the hell? This is where I hate. Oh, shit. How everybody doing out there as we get Apple and Spotify loaded up? Woo-hoo, what's going? Yeah. This is the cool part, Amy. But this is what I envisioned too, Amy. I envision this being a like little after the show conversation. You know, everybody gets to kind of see the process, like how I do the podcast, and then I take it from my interface. And then I upload it all at the same time. And we get to have a little sidebar conversation and everything. So yeah, I like that. I enjoy that part too, Amy. But yeah, we break it down. It ain't broke down until I break it. Hey, look, it ain't broke down until I break it. But yeah, y'all, so Apple and Spotify is processing. Let's get into it. Talk and laugh and have fun. Yeah, it is. It's a great thing. We get to talk and laugh as it uploads. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, I tell y'all. Oh, so hey, Mini-Me, I'm glad. Let's get into this. Mini-Me is about to help me segue until what we got going on, Mini-Me. I'm glad you asked me. And just like Michelle, you can be on top of me. I want to be clear. You can be on top of me about the Detroit date. I love how y'all give me reminders and be on top of it. So don't ever think you can't ask me about something, because trust me, I appreciate when y'all bring stuff up, because it helps me explain stuff that I might have forgot. So don't ever, I'm never the type of person that get upset about somebody being on top of handling business. I love it. So I just want to throw that out there. Like, always don't ever be worried about asking me about something or anything. It don't bother me at all. I like answering questions and being on the same page. So glad you brought this up, Mini-Me. So tomorrow we will hit our amount of hours, watch hours that's needed to become a YouTube partner. So a lot of work went into this. Shout out to y'all. Tomorrow I will have the amount of watch hours needed to be a partner. And what's going to happen is we can do super chats. We can do everything that they be doing on YouTube. We'll be able to do the super chats. Also, I will have my YouTube members only, which will be visual content members only, which will have a lot to do with the Diddy case. And last but not least, we will be able to, I can link my store to my YouTube page. So I've been working on a lot to make it easier for the merch and for people. They can access my merch from, like, while you're watching the video, you can click it. So by me having enough watch hours to become a YouTube partner, it's gonna make everything easier for us and easier for me. And so I was waiting. I knew we were approaching that. It happened faster than I thought. Like a lot of stuff, I didn't expect to become a YouTube partner this fast, but it's gonna make it a lot easier. So when I was like last week or a week and a half ago, I was like, you know what? Let me kind of hold off. That's why I haven't been pushing the merch. I mean, I'm pushing out the merch we got, but I had made some adjustments to the merch to make it a smoother transition for everybody. And tomorrow we will be we hit our mark. We are at like 20. We like 30 hours away from being a YouTube partner, which we'll have that after this live is over with. So tomorrow we will be celebrating. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate it. It's huge. Y'all know that's one of the most, I don't know, I've achieved a lot, but for some reason becoming a YouTube partner is not easy. And becoming that is great. And I appreciate all y'all. And that's what I meant to announce. So I'm glad you asked me about that. So the headbands and everything is going to all be part of the launch of my store as I link it to YouTube. And y'all can start hitting with the super chats and putting the comments and giving me a tip. $5, $10, $20, $50, $3. Y'all will be able to tip me and stuff like that. And it's just gonna be cool. And you got nice little emojis. Like, the super chats are lit. So I like that. I'm very happy. And my goal was to be a YouTube partner by the time that Diddy trial started. And we hit that goal a month before. So I appreciate it. And so that's why I hadn't been pushing the merch as far as really being loud about it, because I want to kind of relaunch it when I can link it to my YouTube channel and it opens up the door for the members. It's just a beautiful thing. And I owe y'all for that. And I really owe, you know who I owe? My YouTube person, my MVP of YouTube is Lauren. If everybody was like Lauren, I would have the biggest YouTube channel ever, because it gives me my analytics. So I just want to shout out Lauren and give her special shout out, because it tells me how many comments people leave, everything, how much they engage. And all I'm going to say is, ain't nobody even close to Lauren. Ain't nobody even close to Lauren. I wish, and I'm going to say the other person, C-Tuck is in there. Amy is in there. Shauna I don't know how much Shauna is like comments on YouTube. I just know I do see Shauna a lot. So Shauna comments on all the platforms. So I see her too. But I'm gonna just give you the raw numbers. Lauren has left 85 to 87 comments on my YouTube channel from the time I started. The next person behind that is in single digits. So Lauren, get my special shout out for leaving the comments and helping me, giving that extra effort and helping me get to this YouTube performance. If everybody could be like Lauren, I wish Lauren could teach y'all how to blow up YouTube, or how do we do this YouTube thing. Because if I had a bunch of Laurens, I would be on YouTube all day long. So that's what people say. They like, why you don't be on here? Why you don't be on here? Y'all got to support. My only obligation is my audio podcast, which is everything to me. So I told y'all before, I literally don't have to get on video. I have to wake up in the morning and I can do my podcast right to myself in the privacy of my own home. But I come on here because I enjoy y'all and I want to give y'all more content. But the more y'all engage and the more y'all participate, the more it makes a person want to be on here. So I appreciate all the engagement and I appreciate everything. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm just giving y'all the raw facts. It tells me how many comments. Lauren has 87 comments. The next person after Lauren is in single digits, like less than 8. So I'm trying to figure out how Lauren can leave 80-something comments and the next person is like 5. So this ain't to talk about nobody else. This is to build up Lauren and give Lauren the flowers she deserved for going hard like that. I appreciate you, Lauren. And C-Tuck, like I said, C-Tuck leaves comments. Amy leaves comments. The rest I don't really see, but I'm y'all know how we do on the Flow Show No Filter. We give people their flowers because in my thing, when people go hard, something in me makes me, I have to give them, I have to show appreciation. I have to get them flowers and I have to be loud about it. I have to tell everybody because she deserved it. That felt special to me when I looked at my analytics and I looked at Lauren and I'm like, damn, Lauren left 80-something comments. And the next person after her is at like 6. So how could I not shout out Lauren? So Lauren, if you could teach anybody else to be like you in this YouTube thing, I would definitely be on YouTube more. I just need more Laurens. If I had more Laurens, I probably would be on YouTube 2 or 3 times a day, going live. So thank you, Lauren. You deserve your flowers. And I don't know how to repay you, but I can repay you by getting back on, always getting on here. And like I said, learn from Lauren. If I had more Laurens, I'll be out of here. I'll be blown up. I'll be Rogan right now. So shout out to Lauren. Just wanted to make sure I said, because y'all know I'll be forgetting. I wanted to make sure I gave Lauren her flowers for that. Because when I looked at because I didn't even look, I just looked at my analytics because I'm about to hit that goal. And so I was looking at it. I said, dang, what's this? And I said, 87. Then I looked at the next person. I said, 6. Wow, that's a big difference. As we wait for Apple to load up. It didn't process yours yet, Amy. If you talking about on YouTube, Amy, I don't know if you're talking about on YouTube or you talking about everywhere. But if you just recently did it, it might not show all of yours if you did more of them recently. Amy, so I don't know. I do, but that's why I said Amy and C-Tuck. I'm just shouting out the people that I see that do a lot of commenting and giving them their flowers. Amy and C-Tuck. After Lauren is Amy and C-Tuck are the other consistent people who comment and help push it into the algorithm. Outside of that, it's like one here and there. But like I said, it's just I just like to give people the flowers that deserve it, because y'all don't have to comment. Don't nobody have to comment. But Amy and C Tuck and Lauren obviously see how important it is, and they take it upon themselves to make sure they comment on my YouTube video. So I appreciate y'all for that. Just got to give Lauren her special shout out, because she had 80 something, and that's just unbelievable. And thank you. And let's just keep it going, and continue to grow. Yeah, Amy found the subscription button, y'all. It's a work in progress. That's why I said each one teach one. We're gonna teach people. That's what we need, Shauna. We need comments. I'm uploading comment like a hey, look, I'm on video like a crazy stalker. I'm a crazy Diddy stalker. I'm 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. I'm a crazy Diddy stalker. So hey, look, we all stalking. That's what it takes. Hey, that's what it takes. If we had, look, we could call it whatever we want. I just know if I had more Laurens, I'll be on YouTube all day long. I'll be going live all day long. If I just had 5 more Laurens, I would live on YouTube. Don't keep asking me, hey, look, comment, share, and follow. Don't ask me about why I ain't on this, why I ain't doing this, why I ain't doing that. Because you ain't going to want to hear the answer. Like I said, support it, make it work both our while, and I'm there. But hey, look, Lauren doing her thing. Like I said, I didn't even know. No, hey, look, no, Jennifer holds down. Let me give Jennifer. Well, I already gave Jennifer her flowers. Jennifer holds down the "and I don't like it" army. And you got your flowers, Jennifer. You ain't got to explain this. You got your flowers. You be holding down the army. So it's all good. Everybody plays their role. But we do need more YouTube engagement. So it's all good. Like I said, we all doing our thing, but we got to do more. That's all. That's how I look at myself. I tell people all the time, I can never be harder than you than I am on myself. I can't. I can never be hard on anybody than I am on my own self. I push, and I go hard. And I expect the same out of anybody around me. That's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna sit back and settle for half-ass. That's what my father always told me. You want to be great, you got to do everything great. Great ain't singular. Great is not singular. Great is not I'm the great this. No. When you want to be great, you want to strive, you got to take that and apply it to every single aspect best you can. So if you're going to help me out, you want to comment. If you don't want to comment, don't comment. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to do it, do it. Don't be scared. Don't be bashful. Because that's how I am. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. If I ain't going to do it, I'm going to leave it alone. If I ain't going to do it to the max. So, hey, this game time. We doing good. Tomorrow, I don't know how long it takes to process the YouTube every day around the same time. Ain't it crazy? That's why I told y'all. That's why I told y'all it's not no Ethernet cord. It's just the same. They throttle the Wi-Fi at this time every day. Come on, man. Hold on, y'all. When that happened, Apple hey y'all. I wish I could show y'all the birds. There go my birds, y'all. They always out here waiting on me. But when I come out here being loud, they get scared. But that's like the mama bird. That mama bird always come here and she be chilling. See how she be a little nervous because she don't know because I'll never come out here with my laptop. Y'all see the bird? Look at the bird, y'all. That's my friend. That's my friend right there. I didn't find the nesting spot. Yep, I'll be feeding her. Yep. I give her sunflower seeds. And like when it be raining hard, that's when she come over here most of the time. She come here when it's raining hard. She get out of the rain. But like she'll chill with me. But if somebody come out with me, then she gonna fly away. Yeah, she be pooping everywhere. She poops everywhere. She poop right there. She poop. That's her pooping. That's her toilet. She'll turn around. She'll face the wall. Look, when she'll face the wall, and then she'll shit right on the side. And then the cleaners got to come clean it up. But yeah, that's my friend. See how she chilling? She comfortable with me. So yeah, the birds. Oh man, okay. It look like we got a little bit better service now, y'all. Yeah, these my friends. But if y'all came out here with me, that bird will leave. That bird only comfortable with me. I want to do that bird know that she on a podcast right now. You on the Flow Show No Filter. Okay, good. Yeah, and I'm everything's pretty much moving a little faster. No, I was scared. I was scared to mess with them eggs. Oh, some hamburger meat? All right. Raw or cooked? Raw or cooked hamburger meat, Amy? No, I don't clean that toilet. With my boy C Tuck. C Tuck in the building. I got bird friends. Hey, look, Even the birds think I'm cool. Okay, raw. All right, I give her some raw meat. No Diddy. It's a shame I got to come outside every day to upload my podcast, but it's cool because I like it out here. Nice weather. Puerto Rican skies. Isn't she just the cutest little bird? Hey, look, but y'all know the one thing the birds don't like they don't like Mary Jane smoke. So when the Mary Jane smoke is going on in this porch, that's when they leave. I'll be like, oh, y'all don't like smoke. They don't like the smell of it, I don't think. I don't think they like the smell of the Mary Jane. Oh, they've been going at it all night. Look at the poop. See the poop? That's their poop area. They got to come clean it today, but they do that all night. And we got to clean it up. They don't want no smoke. But normally, you see how the other one left. This one know that I'm cool. That other one, I don't know. That must have been a new bird. Yeah, y'all. So tomorrow we hit our next goal. Our goal of being a YouTube partner. A YouTube partner. I'm scared to move this thing. Amy, you saying she about to lay eggs right now? Oh, she gonna build a nest. Oh, okay. Oh, so that's when they be coming over with that little strand of they be coming over like she come over here with that little strand of like sticks and and stuff, and it be in her mouth. That's for the nest. Yeah, that is. Thank you, Lauren. I'm very proud of that. Making partner is huge. It is huge. It's not easy. It takes a village. It takes a community to get behind you, and it takes commitment from me to do this shit. And we here. Like I said, tomorrow is our official. Tomorrow we officially hit the number, and then I think the process maybe takes a week. Once you hit the number, I think it takes like a week to process. We'll know. I'll walk you through I'll let you know how it go, like the whole process. But yeah, YouTube partner is huge, and I'm ready to keep going. Just keep pushing. My goal is to dominate every single platform. I want to dominate every single platform. Thanks. Yeah, y'all see her belly? Yeah, y'all see her belly? And let me definitely give thank Michelle again. But she's saying look at her belly, but I just want to make sure I thank Michelle again. Cause y'all, she been helping. She a big reason why everything's coming together in Detroit. So Michelle, thank you again for helping push that forward. I can't wait to come to Detroit. I might bring my bird. Yeah, all I had to do was be my authentic self. Yeah, that's a door. That's a porch door. Yeah, that's a door, not a window. It's a full door. Yeah, she is cute, and she be posted. She be posted. She be posted, and she know I come out here all the time, so she know she like me. Yeah, this pigeon is a superstar right now. While we waiting for the podcast to upload. Damn, it's going kind of slow, but it's okay. Oh, she sees her reflection? Oh, okay. Look, Amy know a lot about these animals, and it helps me learn because I'll be watching them. I might not know what the hell going on, but I'll be watching them. And I'm gonna be honest. When I first came out here, the birds would come and I'll always shoot them away. And I'm gonna tell y'all what changed me from shooing the birds away from the porch. One time the birds came. It was a couple birds came, and I'm like, I kind of shooed them a little bit and they wouldn't leave. And so I was like, what's going on? So then something that told me to look up in the sky. So I looked up in the sky and it was a big ass hawk circling around. And I said, oh, they on this porch for cover. So it made me think like, yeah, and I've been shooing them away. I'm like, you don't treat people like that because you never know what they're going through. So I didn't know the birds was trying to find safety. So then that's why I don't shoot them no more. And I stopped shooting them. Then we started getting cool. Now I started liking when they came on the porch. But yeah, I used to shoot them at first and be like, get away. But then when I saw that they were running from a hawk, when I saw that they were trying to get away from a hawk, I was like, see, I was about to shoot them straight into being dinner. So that's how I started, got cool. That's how I got cool with the birds. I got cool with the birds because I saw them running from the hawk. And I was like, you know what? I can't be shooing them away. They might be in danger. So yeah, y'all, as we if you just joining us, we're waiting for the podcast to load up. We've been cussing out everybody today. Well, we cussed out Cuba Gooding Jr. We cussed out Diddy, of course. We cussed out the paparazzi that's following Justin Bieber around. Did I miss anybody? Did anybody else get cussed out today on the show? I think that's everybody. So if you're just joining us, we cussed out all of those folks I named. And right now, as the episode is loading for Apple and Spotify, we keeping an eye on my bird friend. I think she might be pregnant. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I got calves too. Oh yeah, baby Flo. How baby Flo doing, Amy? Tell it that we got to keep up on baby Flo. Not the arguments with cows. Yeah, funny. Oh yeah, that's funny, Melody. Yeah. It's not even putting up with the bird bullies. I have a soft spot for idiot. I told you, that's just my thing. I don't like bullies. And so when I saw that hawk trying to get the bird, I didn't know that they were running from a hawk. So then I let them stay on the porch. And ever since that day, I've been letting them stay on the porch. And we done got cool to the point where this bird right here always comes. And she don't even leave. She never leaves when I come out. Only time she'll leave is if it be too much weed smoke in the air. And then I don't think she like that smell, and she'll leave. I'm proud of Baby Flo for being a menace. That's Baby Flo will grow into her. She'll grow into her own. She's gonna grow into her own, and she's gonna find a way to channel that energy and become something great. It's all energy. You just have to know how to use it. It's going pretty slow today, but it's okay. One thing I know about my podcast listeners, they appreciate when the upload is a little slow, especially when they see that it's like an hour and a half. So they're like, you know what? The upload is a little late, but that's probably because he went 30 minutes over, and ain't nobody mad about 30 minutes more of free content. So we're moving a little slow today, but we got an hour and a half episode for our Apple and Spotify listeners. And so I'm happy about that. Damn, it's moving slow. Yeah, they definitely do like who feed them. But yeah, you're right, Melly. I don't even play with the Hawks, the bird bullies. They get smoked too. I cuss them out. I think, hey, look, I must be an animal then, because I like who feed me too. I like who feed me too, but you're right, Michelle. Animals like it, so do I. I just like that she chills and don't be scared and leave when I come out. We got a special bond. Amy says she sees that bottle and that tail just get the. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, humans will bite the hand that feeds them in a heartbeat and they don't even care. This is going slow today, y'all. Shit. Yeah, she definitely trusts because these birds don't hang around. Like they see people and they just fly away all the time. She definitely trusts me. She been coming for about. She just shit it. Did y'all see that? She about to leave now. Normally after she shit, she leave. Did y'all see she just shit it? She just did what I told y'all. She turns her head to the wall and then she shits. Yeah, with our animals. Now normally after she shit, she leave. Maybe she gonna chill today, but normally after she take that shit, she flies away. And I'm like, damn, you just gonna shit and leave? It's like almost how she announced her exit with a little drop of doo-doo. I don't know, maybe the laptop got her confused. Yeah, that's what y'all heard. She just shit it. Yep, she shit it. Yeah, that's what you heard, Michelle. You heard her shit. I don't know if my shoulder was in the way, but she turns, she faces the wall, and then she shits off the side of that little bird porch. But like I said, normally she fly away after that. Today she chilling. I don't know. Normally she do that and then she gone. All right, it's finally processing. So Apple and Spotify is finally processing, y'all. Just to give y'all an update. The bird just took a shit and Apple, Spotify is processing now finally. So maybe in the next 5 minutes to 10 minutes, we'll be ready to upload. Yeah, hey, look, am I the first podcast to ever have a bird shit on it? Yep, she shitted and scooted up a little. Exactly, Michelle. That's exactly what she did. Because that's how she normally shits, scoots up and then leave. But I think she enjoying this conversation. I think that bird is actually enjoying this conversation because she normally would shit, scoot up, and then fly away after she shit. She might chill for like 30 minutes, but then after she take a shit, she normally fly away. But today, She looking in the camera. She's literally looking at y'all. Now that's weird. I never seen her do this. She's showing out for company. Now she making me scared. Hey, look, she looking at me so serious, she started to make me scared now. What she about to do, attack me? Name her star. Yeah, y'all got to come up with her a name. Come up with her a bird name, because she gonna be out here, and she probably will be out here when we every time when I have to upload the show and come out on the porch, she probably gonna be right there. I mean, she literally staring. Like, I keep turning around to make sure she's looking, and she's looking dead this way, and she's not turning. Like, every time I turn my head, I'm like, is she still looking? And then I turn my head, and she's still looking. Like, Floretta, how y'all like Floretta? I think y'all saying Floretta. Y'all got to come up with a name. She probably, Lauren, she probably is upset that I was filming her while she was shit. She probably didn't know she was on film. Sorry about that. She's still looking at me. Okay, they like Wheezy. Okay, so y'all got different names. Y'all gonna have to come up with a name by tomorrow. We're gonna agree on a name, because she gonna be back. She always coming. I know it's her, because I know how she look, and I don't know if she pregnant or whatever, but every time I turn my head, she turn her head and look at me. Oh yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. You right, Lauren. I ain't fed her today. That's what it is. So after this upload, if she's still here, I gotta feed her. That's what it is. I'm sitting here trying to figure out, what is it? That's what it is. She like, Negro, you put me on camera and all this, and you ain't feeding me. So after I get this uploaded, I'm a feed her. Yep, that's exactly what it is. She done shit it out. She ready to eat, and I ain't fed her. I just got her on video. Yeah, I'm gonna give her sunflower seeds. As soon as we get this episode loaded up and everything, I'm gonna get her, sir. I'm gonna feed her if she's still here, because she waiting on her tax. Oh yeah, tell me about the crows, Amy. Hey, Amy, tell me about the crows. I heard crows are off the hook. I heard crows are off the chain. Give me some crows, some fun facts for crows. Oh yeah, when I give her food, she gonna eat and go and fly out of here like an eagle. Yeah. Tell me about the crows, Amy. You know she cool, because normally if they together, when one fly away, they all fly away. But she the only one. She don't care who fly away. She gonna stay. Cause she know I ain't gonna bother. I just give her some food, and I'll be out here doing my own thing. I'll be doing my own thing on the porch. I did hear that. Yeah, I heard that about crows. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some research on crows, because I did hear some crazy stuff about crows. We getting an extra long episode today with all this time that they taking to upload, but it's all good. We chilling. This will probably help us. This will probably help us reach. Well, we already gonna reach it anyway, but we probably actually, it doesn't upload into the morning, but I'm sure after this show we'll be qualified to be a YouTube partner, y'all.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta look up the crows. Amy said a flock is called. Oh, you got an owl? You got an owl, Michelle? Shauna just think that's so funny. Hey, Shauna. They will remember you for 30 years. Who crows? How long she gonna remember me? Hey, Amy, is it cool that I just leave the food on the ground? Ain't that how you feed them? I just put it on the ground. That's cool, right? They're attracted to silver. All right, good. Yeah, so I'm gonna get the All right, so I'm gonna sit this here. No, I ain't gonna do that because I don't want to mess up nothing. Let me let it load before I do that. Y'all got me wanting to feed this bird now because I swear that's what she waiting on. But let me let this episode finish processing before I move a muscle. Oh, I ain't never trying. Yeah, I ain't gonna hand feed. I ain't gonna hand feed. You ain't got to worry about that. But thanks for the advice, Amy. I don't want to peck my finger off. I got 5 fingers. I want to keep all of them. That's why I ain't getting no eggs in the bushes, Amy. I'm scared. Oh, sweet. Okay, yeah, I can look up them on YouTube. We sure do got a relationship, man. Amy. She it's almost like she wait to see me before she take her shit. Because the first time she did it, I was like, you gonna just shit right literally in front of me like that? And face your ass, point your ass my way and shit. But then I thought about it, everybody's shit. We just got bathrooms. For real. Yeah, this. So yeah, y'all, this is what we do. We get the episode loaded up. Shout out everybody. Thank everybody for every part that they plan. Everybody is playing their role and playing it well, and we're gonna just keep pushing and keep pushing, just like that bird pushing that shit out. We're gonna keep pushing. Okay, it looks like it's ready to go, y'all. So I'm about to get this loaded. Give me 1 second to process it and title it. When bullies crumble. All right, y'all. So I'm getting this together. And in 1 second, we will be fully loaded. Bam. We are all done, y'all. Apple and Spotify. Apple and Spotify is loaded. Let's get the amounts in the chat. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna close this live out. Make sure you like the live. Leave some comments. If you don't know how, ask Lauren. She know how to do it. She is the GOAT at the YouTube comments right now. So please, please, please. If you put a mirror up, she will cover it and shit. Wow. Like C Tuck said, y'all, I'm out. Let's get to my mouse in the chat so we can get out of here and be back at it tomorrow. Love y'all. Thank you for always chilling with me on the after show. Flow Show No Filter so good. Not only is our show good, but even after the show is good. You get 2 shows in one. The Flow Show No Filter and the after show. This is like the after party. So thank you for joining me for the Flow Show No Filter after party every day. It starts at around 9 o'clock. Make sure you subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. Subscribe to it. She's already just subscribed. If you want to see the bird take another shit, join me tomorrow after the show. She might take another one. I love y'all. Have a great day. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Michelle. Appreciate you, Shauna, Jennifer, C Tuck, and all the rest of y'all, Sybil, Patricia, everybody. Appreciate y'all. I see y'all tomorrow. And we out. Me and the bird. Is it Wheezy? Is the bird Wheezy? Let me know. Because if so, Flo and Wheezy are out. Much love to y'all.